Hey everyone, thanks for looking at my Reverb listing. Up for sale is a 1993 Gibson EAS Deluxe. This guitar was made in USA at the Bozeman, Montana factory. I've owned this guitar since about 1998. I bought it from a music store, from a local music store here in central Wisconsin. They've long gone out of business. This guitar was brought in on a trade-in, and it was probably hanging on the wall about 2 days before I bought it. This was like my main daily player from about 98 or so until, I don't know, right around 2010. I was using this for a lot of acoustic gigs and whatnot, and it was my daily player until I play a Seagull Artist now. That's kind of replaced it. Anyway, this guitar's got some issues, and I want to talk about them a little bit. The very first thing here, and the one that needs to be addressed the most, is that this guitar had a neck break. The break was covered by warranty with Gibson. Anyway, it broke clean off here, right at the heel. You can barely see it on this side. Here, that's just a little dust in the groove. I didn't do a good job cleaning it out. But anyway, here we've got two cracks. There's this one crack here. This is about 1 inch long. And then there's another crack that extends about between my two fingers there. These were glued, and it was done right. The guy at Gibson, whoever repaired this, he repaired it with cleats. I wish I could get a phone in the inside to take a picture of them, but they're there. Yeah, not much more I can say about that, other than it's a really, really good repair. That's the only major damage. Everything else, to the best of my knowledge, is purely cosmetic. So, let's look at some chips and scratches. Here's kind of a very notable one. This is a chip kind of right near the binding here. That's about 1 inch long. There's a hairline crack in the finish itself. You might be able to see that in the video. You'll definitely see all of these in the still pictures. More cracks. Let's see, we've got a hairline crack right here by the neck. Don't know if you can see that in the video. Here is something might have fell on the guitar when it was on the stand one day. That is not going to buff out. It's not too deep. I mean, my fingernail can catch in there. But it's notable. Here was a guitar got dinged with something, maybe like a guitar cord got slung. The finish is cracked a little bit. I've got two cracks down here on the bottom. One of them has a hairline crack, which that crack I think is only in the finish. Like I can push on it, the wood does not flex. So I think that's finish only. That is not a crack into the body. So I'm not concerned about it. But anyway, we can see some chips by the binding, hairline crack right there, some hairline cracks just kind of in the general area of my finger. Some very, very minor blemishes kind of around there. Not much else to show you on the front. Now, one thing you might notice, that if you are familiar with this guitar used to have a pickguard on it. It didn't have a pickguard when I bought it, but whoever owned this before me, he didn't like the pickguard for some reason, so he took it off. You can kind of tell, probably not in the video. I can tell if I kind of get the light on it just right, but the adhesive from the pickguard kind of maybe reacted a little bit with the nitro finish of the guitar, and I can kind of see a little bit of a distortion there. If it bothers you, it'll probably buff out, if you notice it. I know you can't see these in the pictures, but there's a lot of pick scratching here. I'm a pretty heavy picker. I mostly play like Dave Matthews stuff, and if you know how Dave Matthews plays, he's very percussive and very fast, and not like, well, you know Dave. The bridge pins here, these are not original. I actually just replaced these. These are the Gibson ones. They were like all warped and distorted. They were the cheap plastic ones. These are Tusk, so I made sure I got some good ones. I think they actually sound really great in the guitar. They've actually done a little bit to improve the sound a little bit. Let's look at the back of the guitar. So the back of the guitar, there is quite a bit of finish cracking on the back. I'll just kind of try to show you as best as I can. Again, if these don't show up in the video, well, you're going to see pictures of these in the stills anyway on the Reverb listing. Some of these go like the whole length. I don't know what you're going to do about that. There are, you know, I mean, there's a few scratches here. I think there's some guitar polish. That's why it looks white. I'll just kind of... So it had, I want to say this is like a Dunlop strap lock. I'll include a Dunlop strap lock here for you. On the back here, one notable chip on the back of the neck. There are a few very light capo dings. There's one ding right here. Don't know if you can see that. That might bother you if your thumb goes up that high. So here we go. Here's the serial number 902-73017, made in USA. These are not the original tuners. I just replaced these. Those are Reverb Deluxe. The original tuners were the Gibson Deluxe ones. One of them broke, so I just replaced the whole set. Those are like a one-to-one replacement. I just used the original holes. Unfortunately, they don't have the patina that the Gibson's one did. The Gibson ones did, but they look pretty good on there nonetheless. On the electronics, so it's got some onboard electronics. This is the original. I lost the battery cover, unfortunately. I've looked for years trying to find this battery cover. I figure whoever owns this guitar after me is probably just going to put new electronics in it, or if you really like these ones for some reason, then maybe you could, like, if you're good at it, 3D print a new battery cover. Similarly to the electronics, the strap thing. So this is the original jack. It used to have a button that screwed on here. I don't know what size thread that is. I know you can buy replacement buttons. They're all different threads. I don't know which one fits, and I wasn't gonna buy 10 of them to make sure, you know, I got one that actually fit. What else? Anything else to look at on the back? Oh, fretwear. There's some fretwear on this guitar, not a lot. So, and I made sure I got some still pictures of this. I took a picture before I put strings on it. So we can see a little bit of fretwear. I'm gonna call, if I can focus, just behind the B string here. This is the first fret. A little bit of fretwear there. Very little on that F note. On the D note here, and also on the on that C sharp. Very, I'm gonna call this moderate fretwear. Other spots, there's no fretwear anywhere else. Well, maybe, I mean, the tiniest bit here. This is the 4th fret. And yeah, nothing else really notable. I guess this is like maybe a defect in the wood itself. You can kind of see a little bit of a gouge. I don't know. I think that's always been that way. I don't think that was ever anything of my doing. This is the original nut. The neck is really straight. This guitar has some pretty low action. In fact, I've got a picture of this with the action here. If I were to put a penny there on the 12th fret itself, that bass string just barely covers Lincoln's head. This guitar plays really well. It's kind of got like a fat, you know, like maybe like a 60s Les Paul neck. It's a big fat neck. It's something I've always liked in a guitar. And this plays as good as a Les Paul. That action, let's look on the treble side here. It's extremely low. Let's see. Not much I can't really take a picture there, but this guitar plays like a dream. I'll just let you take one more look at it here. I'm going to try to get a video so you can hear what it sounds like. The guitar unplugged, so this is a maple, so it's a maple guitar, right? This wasn't really ever designed to be played unplugged. This was a plug in and play on stage kind of instrument. So you can kind of, I mean, that body really narrow. It's very comfortable to hold because it's so thin. It's pretty light. I don't have a scale handy, so I can't get you a weight. It's not a heavy guitar, but that top is maple, and it doesn't resonate a lot if you're playing it acoustically. It's not the loudest guitar, but it is pretty bright. But I've played it a lot unplugged. Also, I'm just noticing here, there, let's see if I can put my finger on it. You can't really see it. I just noticed it when the light hit it right. That's in the wood itself. This is not a finish blem. I don't know if you can see what I was seeing. Yeah, that's in the wood. What else? Everything else is original. Anyway, thanks for looking at my guitar. If you have questions, I'm looking forward to answering all of them. So I don't want to, I don't want to hide any information from this guitar. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. So I'm a brand new seller on Reverb. I've never sold anything. I have, however, sold a lot of guitars in the past, mostly locally through, Facebook Marketplace or whatnot. Anyway, that's all I have. Thanks for, did I mention, I wanted to show you more about the headstock. So yeah, it's got some dings. A little bit of finish cracking here. Wanted to show you that. Anyway, I think I've done a good job covering. And again, if I've missed anything, or if you have doubts, questions, anything, leave a question, or send me a message, however you want to do it, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, and bye.